Good morning. It's Dan from Lord Fairfax Preparedness. Doing this video for a couple of reasons. One, I had grand intentions of doing 30 videos in 30 days for Preparedness Month. However, today is September 11th, and I have yet to put a preparedness video up. So I apologize for that. I will do my darndest to be better, but while I'm trying to make this a semi-regular full-time gig, it's not yet, so I've been focused on other things that actually pay me. But I wanted to come on to say Happy Patriots Day, and we remember. I also wanted to come on I wanted to give it some time following yesterday's events, September 10th. Conservative, I don't really want to say he was an activist, but conservative, I guess he was an activist. Conservative activist, co-founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, was assassinated yesterday at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. I'm sure most of the world knows that at this point. I am thankful, despite our political differences, that notable heads of the opposition like Kamala Harris and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama have all denounced political violence. But I would argue that it is their rhetoric that got this started. It is their rhetoric that by calling Trump and his followers Nazis and fascists and all of that, it is their rhetoric that has been so divisive about all of this. So I want to remember Charlie Kirk. My prayer for his family, for his wife, his two very young kids. I don't know their ages, but I know they're young, both under age 8, I'm pretty sure. Certainly both under age 10. Young kids. My prayer is that they will have peace in knowing that Charlie is with Jesus now. They will have peace that what Charlie stood for doesn't die with him, and that they will be taken care of by their family and the Turning Point family. I know they will. It's hard because I have all these thoughts and things that I want to say, but I not sure how to say it. But I want to remember again. We remember those lost on 9/11 today, Patriot Day, and we also want to remember a great patriot and a great American, Charlie Kirk, who was shot while trying to debate college students. He was not college educated, but was could certainly run circles around in any debate around college educated professors. Even he was even debated a professor at Oxford University in England and ran circles around her. And a great American he was. I want to remember him. And just that. I'm not sure how to say everything that I'm thinking or feeling. I want to just extend my condolences to the Kirk family. You're in my prayers, and to Kirk's, to Charlie Kirk's work family at Turning Point USA. Don't stop now. Virginia delegate Nick Freitas got on his social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, to clarify some things, and I agree with him. He said that Charlie Kirk wasn't assassinated because he inflamed, because he was a Nazi or a fascist, or because he inflamed divisive talk. He was quite the opposite. Every video that was posted on Turning Point USA's social media and Charlie Kirk's own personal social media was that he was about that open dialogue, that and that agree to disagree, and he left a lot of his debates just like that. Well, we'll just agree to disagree, and that's okay. And he was always polite. He was always never really confrontational, although that's kind of the point of a debate, right? Never really confrontational. He would hear and try to understand the points that the students or a professor or whomever was debating him would present, and then present counter arguments. Again, that's the whole point of a debate, not being confrontational. And and just agree to disagree, and he left a lot of them like that. Did he change minds of people debating him? Maybe a few, but he left a lot more debates open with there's differing worldviews between you and me, and we'll just agree to disagree. And thank you for coming up, and thank you for debating me. Thank you for talking. Have a nice day. And that's okay. But I think there's so much there's so much more to that. Again, Delegate Nick Freitas of Virginia posted on his social medias yesterday that Charlie wasn't a fascist. He wasn't assassinated because he was a fascist or a Nazi. but because he was effective, he was really good at what he did. And, despite not having a college degree, he actually wore that kind of as a badge of honor. I don't have a college degree, but he was self-taught and in a lot of things, and very well read. How many college students, even those who study history or English, can quote Aristotle? Very few. Very few. I think there's something to be said about Charlie and what he did and how he did it. And I think that's the amazing thing. So we lost an American Patriot yesterday, and we want to remember him today and forever. And we also remember those American lives lost on 9/11. Those over 3,000 lives lost by the vicious attack on the United States 24 years ago. The terrible loss of life on 9/11, and I don't care. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories that it was government planned. I was in Iraq. I remember what I was doing on September 11, 2001, very vividly. I remember that day. And ISIS and we all knew by September 12th who organized the attack. I have a hard time believing that it was a conspiracy, because Osama bin Laden claimed the attack. Osama bin Laden claimed the attack as early as the 12th. There were those on the flights that were calling their loved ones. All of the flights that hit the two flights that hit the trade towers, the flight that hit the Pentagon, and the fourth plane that crashed into Pennsylvania, that was forced down by the passengers, that was probably headed towards the Pentagon or the White House or Capitol, somewhere in DC. The phone conversations, recorded phone conversations of, even in the background, the terrorists as they took control of a plane, claiming Allahu Akbar, or Allah is great. I joined the military in 2005 as a result of 2011. I was 23 when I joined, 2005, so I was 20 years old. In 2001, give or take, 2021. And it was a wild ride. I was an EMT. I lived in the DC metro area. and at the time, and I wanted to help out. I was a relatively experienced EMT. I was going through paramedic school at the time, and I wanted to help. And I packed up my car and drove to Virginia Hospital Center, which was taking patients from the Pentagon. Lots of burn patients from the Pentagon. They were Virginia Hospital Center was one of the hospitals that was accepting patients. It was the most notable because that was the one that was on TV on the news, that they were accepting patients. Lots of other hospitals were accepting patients from the Pentagon. I know that Fairfax is a level 1 trauma center. Obviously, Reston Hospital, also close to the airport, or close to the Dulles Airport, was accepting patients. But the one that made the news was Virginia Hospital Center in Arlington. Just a stone's throw, really, as the crow flies, by one that from the Pentagon. So, and obviously there's hospitals in DC that accepted patients as well. But I packed up my car and drove to Arlington Hospital to try and help, and I got turned away. Of course, they recalled a bunch of their nursing staff, and I got turned away, and that's okay. I was upset at it at the time, but I continued my education. I applied to Fairfax Hospital to be an ER tech, and went through that process. I got hired on with a private ambulance service in the metro area. Worked there for a long time until I ended up joining the military in 2005. So there was a lot of things that happened as a result of that, and I went to Iraq twice as an Army medic, and a lot of the guys that we were hunting in Iraq, the ISIS guys, weren't Iraqi nationals. They were Egyptian, they were Syrian, they were Saudi Arabian. Of course, we know from the names that we were able to obtain following the 9/11 attacks, most of them were Saudi or Syrian or Qatari nationals. There were a couple of Egyptian nationals. There were none of them were Iraqi. I think the invasion of Iraq post 9/11, really a country that had nothing to do with the attack, other than being a location to harbor and train some of those terrorists, was, I think to be a completion by Bush. But what they don't, and the local media, the media, right? National media, the media world, has gaslit the United States citizenry into saying that there were never any weapons of mass destruction, except 3rd Marines actually did find a trailer with chemical residue just north of Fallujah. So there weren't weapons of mass destruction. We may not have found the warheads, but of course, in the leading up to the United Nations, all of that, the United Nations bringing their inspectors in, they told them where they were going to go. So of course, Saddam Hussein was going to move them around the country, and so they weren't going to be there when, like, duh. Okay. But 3rd Marines found a trailer that had chemical residue and a means of processing chemical weapons in it. So, weapons of mass destruction, maybe not warheads, but we found something. And certainly ISIS and ISIL had strongholds in Iraq. They absolutely did. So we eliminated those strongholds until the Obama withdrawal. When I left, we were winning. So that's another video, but I just wanted to reminisce a little bit and remember again the American lives lost today, what became Patriot Day 24 years ago, September 11th, 2001. I remember. And I also wanted to take today to post as well, remembering another great American patriot, Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace and Godspeed, sir. Thanks for hanging out. This is Dan from Lord Fairfax Preparedness. If you like this content or don't, hey, give me a thumbs down or whatever. Like, comment, subscribe. And I hope to bring some more content to you soon. Thanks.